If you want to change your life, you're going to need a lot of willpower. But the thing is that we have willpower completely all wrong. Willpower is not force, which is how we usually see it. Willpower is attention. Okay, so it's basically the way you develop willpower is not through forcing yourself to push through things and doing more of that. The way you build your willpower is through resistance training. Okay, so the idea here is that you're used to putting your attention where you don't want it to be, which is my life is crummy, or I've wasted half my life and I feel terrible, or I'm too old, and that's a story. But what makes the story is powerful is the thoughts and the emotions, like the feelings that go together, that are glued. Well, the velcro effect, as Scott Killaby calls it. And the thing is that these are very powerful, those feelings and those thoughts put together, and you're used to putting your attention on them, and where your attention goes, your life goes. So what's the mistake we make? Like, what's the common misconception about willpower? Well, it's basically the New Year's Eve resolution version of willpower, and we all know how great those usually go. And the idea is that, okay, from now on, this morning, New Year's Eve, I'm a new person. Okay, I'm fat and unhealthy, and I have some blubber, so I'm not judging. But you have this idea that your life is not perfect, right? And you're not happy. But from now on, from this day, I'm stuck in smoking, and no more smoking, no more drinking. I'm eating vegetables and all that. And you brace yourself, and if you're lucky, you last, 2 days, 4 days, because it's super tough, because you're fighting yourself and the entire incredible force of all your habits so far. Yes, so your body is trying to keep you safe, like, and this includes your thoughts and your emotions. Like, all of that is designed to keep you alive. And the way the system is set up is that you need to be safe, and safe is what has kept you alive so far, which is what you know. So if you're in a horrible rut, and you've been in a rut for 10 years and everything is awful, and you feel awful, well, in terms of how your body sees it, yeah, well, we're alive. Mission accomplished, buddy, And all that is that works through the power of ingrained habits. And when you're trying to change your life, okay, you're essentially trying to change your habits, which is a topic we'll go into more details in other videos. But that's basically what you're trying. You have a new life, while you're probably going to have other habits. If you want to be healthy, and up to now your habits is every day, when I wake up every morning, I eat 8 chocolate bars and drink a pint of whiskey before noon. Well, you're probably, if your goal is to change that and become healthy, you will change those habits. There is no choice, And but the thing is, those are habits, and in terms of if substances are involved, like cigarettes, which I'll mention later, if cigarettes are involved, well, there's also a physical dependency, and that's very, very powerful, like an actual physical, what we think of as physical dependency. So our mistake is, I will push through the discomfort. I will will myself to do it. Okay. And you do need some of that, you know, even with the power of attention, which I'll describe in a moment. There will usually be an element of pushing through the discomfort and like gritting your teeth. And there is some of that, but when that's all we have, it's not enough because it's incredibly energy intensive. It takes a lot and a lot and a lot of energy to do that. And basically, it's kind of like a rubber band, you know, because the flaccid rubber band is just your normal life and normal habits, but you're stretching the rubber bands, the rubber band, you know, into another direction, yeah, which you want to, like the healthy you or whatever, the piano playing you, whatever, doesn't matter. You're stretching the rubber band, but you know what happens if you let go, which is, you know, stop exerting willpower. Well, it snaps right back to where it was. Yes, hurts your fingers. So what you need to do is move the rubber band. So when you do that through attention, through new habits and attention. Okay, so basically the idea is that what we usually think as willpower, which shouldn't really call that. It gives us a certain mental image, which is like He-Man willpower. But it's more the power of a river than the power of of Conan or something like that. Okay, so willpower, we think of it as exerting strength. It's not that. Okay, that's just burning yourself because you're fighting against yourself. And your old self with all its habits, when you're doing that, will win like almost 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000. So what do you do instead? You put your attention where you want to be. You put your attention on the idea of you, and this is where the trick is, okay, on the new life you want, okay? And your attention will go back to the million feelings you've had in your life. I'm not good, I'm this, I'm that, fat, too old, all these things, okay? Let's say I've decided to be healthy. So the idea here is I will need to develop my willpower to change my habits, okay? And what will happen is that, okay, let's say I'm used to having 8 chocolate bars in the morning. Okay, let's see. Well, if I try to switch from that to, you know, whole wheat bread or whatever, I'm going to have a hard time. And we haven't even talked about the whiskey yet. Okay, so what is the willpower that does work? Well, let's say you go into the grocery store. Well, the grocery store is a machine designed to sap your willpower to get you to buy stuff you don't want and don't eat, which very often isn't good for you. Okay, and once you're aware of that, you can't unsee it. Okay, the whole experience of going into a grocery store is that, because there is a reason. Using your willpower does take energy and effort. Okay, and especially if you're not aware that you're using the willpower, okay, you do run out. Okay, so if you're looking for, even if you go to buy frozen pizzas, okay, there's usually in the stores I go to, there's usually at the end of the store. So, but if you enter and there are all those vegetables, and that's wonderful because, you know, I came here to get healthy food. So aren't I a good person? Here are all those fruits and the vegetables which prove I'm health conscious, and I might not buy any, but I'm seeing them. This comforts me. You know, it turns off my defenses. Okay, but if I don't go straight away to the pizzas at the back of the store, you know, and get right back out, well, so, okay, I'll look at the vegetables. Oh, here's, you know, some steak, and do I need that? No, I don't need that. So you've just used some willpower. Okay, so and you're walking in front of, there's The potato chip, rack is four rows behind, but here are all those potato chips, and they're on sale. Wow, with big red flash, signs. Do I need those? Well, I'm tempted. I shouldn't eat those chips, but I do like them, and there's this new flavor, and oh, there's a special. If I buy three, I have 30%. So you're using your willpower at that moment because the store is telling you buy those chips, buy lots of them. So you might be, even then, very often we're tempted to put the chips in the tray, in the cart. But let's say you do, resist. Okay, no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Immediately, what do you have? You have cookies, you have whatever. Okay, it's never ending. Okay, and by the time you've found your frozen pizza. Okay, because I'll check if the peas are on special. I'll check if the beans are whatever. Well, you've gone through all the rows with all their shiny lights, with all these things which are designed almost like by, it seems like by neurologists. These are designed by people who know, like madmen. They know how to get you. They know how the mind works, like on a Pavlovian scale, on a human mouse in a maze scale, like on the animal level. They know how we're designed, kind of like the people who design the websites which we scroll know how our mind works. Okay, and it's the same principle. It's designed to let you scroll, make you scroll, and make you impulse click or something like that. And you have to resist, but same principle. Okay, you run out of willpower very quickly. So in the grocery store, by the time you've gone to the pizzas, the frozen pizzas, you look at your cart and you have 3 types of cookies, 4 types of peanuts or whatever, and chips and frozen dinners and all these things, and that cereal you ate as a kid which came back, and you got the big bucks and whatever. You see the point. You've probably had that experience, I'm guessing, a lot. Like it's happened to me most times I went to the grocery store, it seems. So, but we can use that because we want to learn how to exert our willpower through resistance training, essentially. And I did that, and I got some good good success out of it. Which is basically, okay, no, I'm going in there to get some frozen pizza. And I might go in there to get some chips. It does not matter, okay, because I have decided I will go in the store to get the cereal from when I was a kid, if they have it, and if not, some sugar cereal. That's my goal, my intention, number one. And some chips, okay, and some frozen pizza. Okay. None of that is really healthy, but it's my intention. It is my will to get those things. And I walk in the store, and there's all these blinking lights, and I can feel myself being dragged towards these things. Okay. Resistance training. So, no, I feel the pull. It's shiny, it's wonderful. I feel the pull, but I'm not going there. Okay. I might look at it, but every time I'm about to put it in the cart, or even if I do, remember my intention. I did not come here for these 3 things, for this thing. Even if it's healthy, even if it's on special, I came here for 3 things. Chips, cereal, and pizza. I'm getting those things. Okay, put it back, get the chips, okay, get the cereal and get the pizza, and get out. Congratulations, you just used your willpower successfully. Easier to start with just one thing. But what did we do here? Okay, we we had some powerful pulls, you know, which were sapping our will, which were diverting our will. And we put our attention back on what we had decided we wanted. And we got what we wanted, and we got out. And we get out because it's using our will, and if we stay too long and our will hasn't been really trained, if you like, eventually, if we stay longer, we will get some stuff, because the store is powerful. It's like a casino is designed to make you spend money. Okay, it's designed for that. If you're in there, it's very hard to resist. Okay, the same kind of thing. Last example I'm giving is cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoking is the same principle, and what happens is when we stop smoking, we feel the pull, but that is a biological addiction, okay, which is extremely powerful, and people sell it to, you know, people tell you that you should stop smoking and use willpower. And it's among the toughest things you can do, okay? And when you fail, which is normal because it's super tough, okay, what's the message you tell yourself? I'm such a loser, I have no willpower, you know. There is a book called Stop Smoking the Easy Way by Alan Carr. I smoked for a long time, and that's the book I used to stop. I recommend it if you haven't read it. That's the way. That is really. It's not exactly easy because there is some physical discomfort when you stop smoking, but what it does teach you how to do is remember to put your attention back on your intention and ignore all the thoughts that are telling you otherwise. Okay. Topic for another day. The book, we might go into more detail in another video, but essentially that's the gist of it. And if you've been wanting to smoke, to stop smoking for a while, that's really the solution I would recommend. But the idea here is the same. Is that okay? When I'm smoking, okay, and I want to stop smoking, the way to stop smoking is to ignore the physical sensation which I have associated with I need to smoke, but also all the thoughts that have formed in my mind in a habitual way about the good side of smoking, but also, you know, I'm such a all the beating yourself up part. Okay, so cut a long story short. The stopping smoking is just the more intense version of going to the grocery store and ignoring all the shiny objects and just putting back your attention on what you want, and in this case it's getting frozen pizza. In terms of smoking, is the shiny objects are your physical sensations and your thoughts, and your intention is not to smoke, so you don't put your attention in this case on not smoking, you put your attention on some other activity, and whenever it strays from that, you put it back. But in fact, any change you're making in your life will be exactly like that. Any new habit will be exactly like that. That's how you move the rubber band. Okay, because all your habits and physical sensations, they're kind of like nicotine in a way. Your body is used to those feelings. If your body is feeling horrible, but it has felt horrible for like 10 years, either through non-activity or even your emotions, you're used to do that. So that has kept you safe as far as your body is concerned. And your body is used to producing those feelings, and you kind of have to wean yourself off of them. Okay, and they are ingrained with thoughts. Okay, the thoughts feed the feelings, and the feelings feed the thoughts, and it goes on like that. Okay, so those are the nicotine cravings of your bad habits. Those are the shiny, buy those cookies, cookies on sale, signs in the grocery store, okay, of your body, okay. And willpower isn't about forcing yourself to not do it and trying to build yourself as this strong Superman. You are already the strong Superman potentially, but the way you become the Superman is through building your willpower through resistance training. And the way you build your resistance training willpower is through putting your attention back on what you want, okay, like health, good habits, writing a novel, whatever, okay. And you need to start slow. So that will be a topic for another day, like the actually examples of how we might do it on a day-to-day basis, because I've already talked for a while. But the general idea is that you have the potential to have immense willpower, but it's normal if you don't have it already, okay? And you need to train it by learning, getting the habit, this new habit of putting your attention back on what you want when your attention strays. When it strays, you put it back. And that is how you will move the rubber band.